Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back into another edition of Jake's Takes. I am your host, Jake Masucci, and today I am super excited for another edition of Jake's Takes. Today I'm going to have on my guy, Jonah Cerone. Super excited. He's going to come in. We're going to do upset picks. Before that, I am going to release my Cooper Flagg scouting report. I've been working on this for a little while, focusing on his offensive game. And for those of you watching video-wise, video is now available on Spotify, so you can watch this podcast. But if you're watching on YouTube, you're watching the video side, I am going to break down some film on him. So I'll have some film in the podcast. So if you want to watch along as I kind of break it down, it might be helpful for the Cooper Flagg part. But if you're just listening audio, probably just listen to the upset picks. Not going to lie. But yeah, we're gonna have Jonah on. We're talking the upsets, who you should pick in your bracket, and then I'm gonna give you my Cooper Flagg scouting report. So Cooper Flagg, and then Jonah. Without further ado, I'm gonna cue the music. Talk about Cooper Flagg. I want to go over a few things with him. We're going to more focus film-wise on his offensive end, and then I'll kind of switch over and just talk about his defense more without the film. But this is much more of a rough thing I'm kind of doing, trying to play with this film and seeing how well I can do some film breakdown here. So let's talk about Cooper Flagg. I'm actually really excited about this. As a draft prospect, I'm probably going to rank him around the spot of where I would have ranked Cade a few years ago. I think they're a similar type prospect where they can really turn your franchise around and be just absolutely scary. I mean, we're seeing what Cade's turned into. So Cooper Flagg to me is definitely that type of prospect. We're going to go over his pick and roll because that's kind of a main thing going in to the NBA. So let's talk about first him getting downhill, right? He's really good when he's on balance, but as you can see by this one, like when he's pushed off balance, it can be difficult. But this is a great one where he gets to a spin move, which is like his patented move, drive right, finishes through the contact. And then here, another one where he's kind of sped up down there, and that's just a good contest. Some of these good contests have been tough for him throughout the year, but like this is an example of him going downhill strong and going through the contact. And when he does that, I mean, he's unstoppable. This is another one against Clemson down late in the game. They ended up losing this game. That's just two guys going after him. Like he's just got to be strong and be able to handle that. Again, loves that spin move. And when he gets off too, he's just flat out dangerous. This is a shot that I will be very interested to see if he can take into the NBA, because when he gets downhill and gets to this fadeaway here, like if he has that shot in his game, it's going to add so many points to his scoring. I mean, he's just a flat out unbelievable scorer to start. So if he has another move like that to get in there, I think that would be really dangerous. And then here against Kentucky, late in the game, he comes off the screen and roll, gets to his right. This is a tough and one. I remember watching that live and I was like, oh my gosh. Now we're moving into him going to his left hand. This is just an example of a great rim contest. I'm going to fast forward a little bit, get to his left hand drive. He gets to 2 feet and then rushes it a little bit. He has a tendency to rush it at the rim, but overall, I mean, he's just a fantastic finisher. I'm being very critical here with this film breakdown. This is like, like a coach watching it, right? So here, again, with that left hand, it's not as good as his right, I'm going to be honest, but like once he gets to a spin move like this one, let's watch that one again. I mean, that was ridiculous, right? Like, he's flat out insane. This is another great finish with his right hand, getting to his spot. This is against Auburn, which this was a big win. Again, if he can get this fadeaway down, I think it'll be absolutely huge for his game. This game, they also lost to Kansas. This is when everybody thought Kansas was going to be the team. I think if he gets that finish down with his left hand, he'll be really dangerous. Again, this is a spot where he's able to get to 2 and finish over my boy Trey. When he gets to 2, he's really, really dangerous. And I'm telling you, if that jumper starts to fall, these are 2 examples of him missing fadeaway jumpers. But if that starts to fall for him, that will be really, really scary on the NBA level, him being able to get downhill. And then, of course, this is a play where he just absolutely gets downhill, throws it down. All right, let's look at his pull up three. Moving to his left, it's a lot easier to score on the three when you're moving to your left, and most of them will come when the defense is, like you just can't go under and you can't play him that far. And when he's that tall and you can't go under, it's just really, really dangerous. And I have some misses on here, but like when he sets his feet, when he shoots his shot, like you got to step up here. And this one, like you just can't go under on him. And I really think with that aspect of him, I mean, he's just flat out dangerous. He's just so confident. If you go under, like, I really think it's a problem for you, you know? He likes to, when he gets to his right hand, more pull up to the mid range. And if he's on a team like the Jazz, where like he'll be their main scoring option, like getting into these fadeaways and getting into those spots are going to be key for him, And this game against Clemson, like just trying to get to his spots and trying to get to his flow is going to be important. Um, Duke absolutely dominated their ACC competition, and I'm really interested to see after this injury how Cooper Flagg looks. He's going to be coming back from the injury, and he's got some tough moves, like really, really tough moves. And I really like how polished he is already on the mid range. And like if he can, again, like those fadeaway jumpers, like if he can get those to fall, it's just like, man, like this guy's going to be really, really tough to deal with. And I'm really, really excited for him moving into it. Again, another spin move. He really likes that spin move. It hasn't been great for him down the stretching games, but overall, I mean, he's just been really impressive. And here, just taking him one-on-one, like that ability to score and one-on-one, you don't really see that too much in the college game. And Cooper Flagg definitely has that. Another guy that had that was Cade Cunningham as well. So like, Cooper Flagg, like he's shooting with any airspace, very, very confident shooter. And I love that about him. I mean, I really think when you're that confident, you're going to turn into a good shooter in the NBA. And I think that's dangerous. Like if he's shooting 35% from three, that's scary as a number one option getting all the shots. If he's shooting like 38% and he's a number two, number three option, like again, that's really, really scary. And the pull up threes are going to just improve. They're not where he wants to be yet by any means. I mean, this is just a ridiculous shot there. I remember that against Clemson, like really, really just unbelievable. Um, and again, like you can't leave him. He's confident. He's really, really confident. And yeah, I'm very interested to see like how he looks. And he doesn't shoot the pull up three to his right very often, but man, like that could be important. And then again, here's pull up mid ranges to his left. Like he can just get to his spots. It's really, really dangerous. Like I'm excited for that. And the fact that he's going right, again, I talked about how it's easier to shoot the pull up when you're moving to your left. If he likes going to his right already, like that's already pretty scary as a mid-range shooter. So I think as a self-creator, he's going to be really, really impressive. So if he is a number one option, I think he's going to be able to score at a really, really high clip right away, which I think is huge. And then the three-point shot is going to be like questioning, okay, can he be elite or can he be, like what specifics it can be. As a spot-up shooter, we'll go through a couple. I think it's the confidence. I really think it's the confidence. Like him being able to shoot these shots. Like if he's wide open, he's shooting it right away. That's really important when it comes to the next level, because those are the shots he's going to get catch and shoot if he's a second option. So getting into those spots is just going to be really important for him to try to get to the next level and be that guy. So we just went through his pick and roll stuff, which pick and roll is his main type. The next main type for him is the spot up shooting, which is huge. That's another NBA thing. And then on the offensive end, you're seeing him a lot get out of transition, which is going to be huge on the next level. So many teams are running at a fast pace, and him being able to run in transition and get to spots is going to be really important. He's a great isolation player. Those four main things at the top, those are his main types. So, again, I'm a manager right now. So when we're looking at people for personnel, we're looking at, okay, what 3 to 4 things do they do at the highest clip? And those are kind of the things that we're scouting in him. So when I'm looking at Cooper Flagg, I'm like, okay, he's going to be coming off pick and rolls like most of the time. Right. And then in the spot up game, it's like, okay, he's gonna be there for catch and shoots, so we gotta watch out for him as a shooter. I don't think we play him like a red, which is like a really deep shooter, but we play him like, you know, like a green, like he can't shoot the ball. Like don't leave him, right? And then he gets out in transition, and he's a great ISO player. Those are kind of the specifics, like when you're looking at him offensively, right? And then on the defensive end, he's a stud. He can guard all 5 positions. He's all over the place. He's really defending at a high clip. And like I think overall defensively, he could be one of the better defenders in the NBA. Like, he can guard all 5 positions, which is absolutely huge in the NBA. His length can get into passing lanes. He's a really good getting into passing lanes, which is huge. And then his length, he can block shots. He's all over the place defensively. I really think as a defensive level player, he could probably, I don't think he's Wemby. He's not Wemby. He's not Evan Mobley. As a defender, when you're looking at it that way, but I could see him at a level where he's probably below the Thompson twins as well. So I think he's going to be at like a high level where it's like, okay, he's not like a liability at all. And he's not just a decent defender. He's going to be a good defender. I don't know if he'll be an all defensive player, but like when he's guarding you, it's not a mismatch. Like he's going to be able to stay with you. He's going to be able to guard you. And I think that's dangerous. I think that's really, really dangerous. So looking at it that way, I feel like he's like an A- defender right now. And we'll see like perimeterly, like if he can grow, and like his blocks are awesome, his steals are awesome. To be honest, like I could use a little more work looking at him defensively. I've looked a lot at his offense. And I feel like his offensive game, like B+ to A- right now. Then if you're already at that stage, it's like, man, like with some refining, we can really get there. Like with Cade, I was like, okay, he's like an A- offensive player already going into the NBA. And then he's like a B defensive player going into the NBA, which is huge. And with Cooper Flagg, I'm like, okay, like B+ offensively and then A- defensively. And that might put him as a better prospect than Cade, which is tough. I feel like they're a very, very similar prospect, because guard a guard prospect that can like take your offense and do all that, that's so much more valuable to me than like a forward doing all that, right? So I think Cooper Flagg, like, he changes your franchise. He's unbelievable, and I really am looking forward to seeing him more in March Madness and seeing where he kind of places in that aspect. But if I'm looking at him right now, like, I'm seeing him as a Cade Cunningham type prospect. I'm not seeing him as like a Wemby. I'm not seeing him as anything like that, like crazy right now. But I'm seeing him as a Cade Cunningham type, where it's like he's unbelievable and flat out insane, and like maybe tank for him, like for sure. Like, he's that good. But I'm really interested to see more. I'm really interested to see how he'll defend at the next level. And I think offensively, he's definitely going to translate. And his stuff, like his 3-point shot, might take a little bit of time, but like he's already got the mid-range bag. He's already got the pick and roll reads. He's a great passer. He can rebound the ball. Like, there's a lot of things offensively to like. That's why I have him as a B+ player already offensively. And then defensively, he's just got so many of those tools. Like when a guy comes in and plays the Avengers or whatever they call themselves in that USA basketball team, and people are saying on that USA basketball team that he dominated the scrimmage, I really think that just shows you how talented a guy like that coming out is. And I really think Cooper Flagg should be number 1 on everybody's board. He's unbelievable. And looking at him as a prospect right now, again, I'd have him like B+ offensively, A- defensively already, which is just insane to say right now. But yeah, no, he's really unbelievable.
Welcome, everybody, to the JOMO Show, your home for Oakland sports and beyond from WXOU. My name is Giovanni Mosheri, and I am the host of the one and only show that covers the Oakland University Golden Grizzlies each and every week. Subscribe to the JOMO Show for weekly interviews with athletes and coaches, for a recap of the week's action at OU, and whatever else is going on in the sports world. You can tune in on 88.3 FM WXOU or wherever you get your podcasts each week. Go Golden Grizzlies on the JOMO Show.
All right. Welcome back into the show. And I am super excited to have back on for our third March Madness. I got my guy, Jonah Cerone. He's back at you, ready to go. I mean, last year we had Drew Comer on the show, and he's coming on for second round, first round reactions. But Jonah's here. He needed to get his upset picks in. I mean, they were sensational last year. We both had Oakland going far. We were talking Drew off of his bad landslide going with Kentucky to the finals last year. That was a terrible decision. We had multiple upset picks going on, so I had to bring Jonah back. Jonah, how we doing today, man?
Good, man. Good. I'm pumped to be back. I got some upsets I'm confident about this year, and I'm ready to do it year 3.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking pre-show, and you told me that you had a big time upset to surprise me with. I'm ready for that one. We'll get to that later on. But
let's start with how confident I was about Oakland last year. Double it for this year.
Man, wow, that's giving me hype. Put
the mortgage on it. It's gonna be good.
Put the mortgage on it. I don't know if I'll do that, but we'll see. We'll see how it comes through. But let's talk about some of the main upsets. So a lot of people look at the 12-5. And when we're looking at the seeding, a lot of people feel like Michigan got screwed. They're stuck at the 5 seed, and they're playing a really, really good UC San Diego team. So talk to me about what you see in this matchup, and if you even think this Michigan team is on upset alert.
Yeah, so let's start with what everyone likes about UC San Diego. They're top 10 in offensive field goal percentage, and at the same time, they're top 10 in defensive field goal percentage to what they're holding their opponents to, which is pretty incredible. And then we got this Michigan team who has had some shaky games, some bad losses. Their wins, they don't usually win by a lot. So that's what everyone's seeing. And you know how much I hate the Big Ten in March. We talk about it every year, and every year it comes true. But that being said, Michigan's got 2 great 7-footers, and they just won the Big Ten. They're hot.
Yeah.
I don't see how San Diego wins this one. I think Michigan takes care of business, silences the haters per se. They're better than a 5 seed, for being real. I think Michigan takes care of UC San Diego there.
Yeah, no, that's completely fair. I think a lot of people are all over this one as an upset. So I think it's kind of refreshing to hear a Michigan take in that sense, because we just did see them dominate the Big Ten tournament, really impressive stuff with Wolf and Golden. So I don't mind the Michigan take here. I think they can definitely win that game. Sticking same bracket, or actually let's switch to the next bracket, which would be the other 12-5 is Colorado State and Memphis. A lot of people are all in on this Colorado State team. They ended up winning their conference tournament and really looked good doing it, and they're one of the hottest teams going into the field. So talk to me about this game. Memphis seems overseeded at the 5 seed. Tyrese Hunter, one of their best guards, is in a boot. So a lot of people are like, all right, Colorado State, this is the team. Talk to me about this matchup, and do you think Memphis is on upset alert?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people favoring Colorado State to win this game, betting sites favoring Colorado State.
Yeah.
They're one of the hottest teams in the country. They've won 10 straight, which is incredible. But I think what people are forgetting about and the hype around Colorado State is that Memphis is also one of the hottest teams in the country. They've won their last 8 games, and on top of that, this season they've beaten UConn, MSU, Clemson, Ole Miss. So they've beaten very quality opponents. Colorado State really hasn't, at least not to the same level. They're both red hot. I think this is going to be a good game, a very good game, but I think Memphis takes care of business here.
Yeah, no, I completely like that. I talked about Memphis a lot after the Maui tournament, and they were sensational at the Maui. They really played well. Tyrese Hunter, when he's healthy, is unbelievable. He's shooting the lights out from 3, and, he's incredible. And even if he doesn't play, you just add one of the best scorers in college basketball in PJ Haggerty in their backcourt. He had 42 points in the semifinal game. 42 points. That's insane. He's unreal. Yeah. And then add an unbelievable big that transferred from Illinois to go to Memphis in Dane Danger. He's incredible. He in the final game had 21 points, 15 rebounds, 5 blocks, 5 assists. That's just sensational. And guess what? He's your backup center. They have an insane center that starts for them as well. So Memphis, to me, I like what you're saying. A lot of people think they were overseeded at the 5 seed. But they were really hot to finish, and I think that's part of the reason the committee put them there. And Colorado State, I just think it's going to be a little too much. I agree with you in that one. So let's switch over to that Yale matchup that I was talking about earlier. Okay, so Yale is taking on, let me double check who they're playing just so I got it right. Texas A&M,
Texas.
which I
Yeah.
think, I think it's a really good matchup here. It's interesting. A lot of people, me and you, I think last year picked Yale over Auburn. So talk to me about, do you think Texas A&M is in that similar position where SEC team that was really good throughout the year? Now you're playing a Yale team, you might overlook them a little bit. So talk to me about what you're seeing in this matchup.
Yeah, I think this is a rare situation where you have the lower seed coming in with less nerves than the higher seed. I mean, Texas
Yeah.
A&M, they know all the pressure's on. They know they're playing a really good team in Yale, and Yale's a team that, as a 13 seed, has nothing to lose. But at the same time, they've been in the tournament 3 out of the last 5 years, maybe
Mm-hmm.
4,
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that. Last year, they beat Auburn, who's a better team than Texas A&M is this year. In that game, let's see if I say his name right. Fulakidis, is that it?
Yep. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, he had 28 last year. He's back. He's averaging 19 this year. They have Nick Townsend averaging 15. They have an experienced team that's been in this tournament before. They've done the job before. Some of them more than once. So, I mean, they're looking great. And then you look at the other side of the ball at Texas A&M. They're shooting under 70% from the line, and they're one of the worst three-point defensive teams in the country. So you combine line struggles with not guarding the three, and then they're competing against a team who's going to be coming in just firing with no nerves, a team who's been here before, a team who has nothing to lose. I think this is upset written all over it. I'm taking Yale this game.
I like it. I think it's really difficult for a team to win in March 2 years in a row. But if you're looking at Texas A&M, it's really Wade Taylor or bust. Like, he's their whole offense. You know, he's their point guard on their team. He leads them in scoring. Their free throw percentage would be 10 times worse if he didn't shoot free throws. He averages about 8 a game and shoots it at 90%. Everybody else is in the 60s and absolutely terrible. As you said, they're under 70% from the free throw line, which has killed them in some games to close some games. So I really think it's going to be interesting. If Yale can hold Taylor to a less than ideal game, then maybe. But I also think Taylor's one of those players that could just have a sensational game and win them the game by himself. So I think that's going to be kind of the key when you're looking at it. Can Taylor shoot it at a high clip? Because I do think this Yale team is worse than last year. They had Danny Wolf last year. They had some capabilities that could actually lead them to a win like Auburn last year. And they still have that this year, don't get me wrong. But I'm curious to see how they handle a guy like Wade Taylor. And I think that's a very popular pick, and I 100% agree with it. But, I mean, something that stands out to me as well is A&M lost early. Normally those teams that lose early in their tournaments are just sour over that and have a lot of time to figure out details like that. So I'm interested to see.
That's fair.
But
I think Yale reminds me a little bit of the Loyola Chicago team, right? They had that deep run, and then was it the following year or maybe it was 2 years later? But basically
I think it was
the same
2
group.
years later. Yeah, Final Four, right?
But same group then knock off number one Illinois, the 1 seed Illinois.
Yep.
So I think it's sort of the same situation. We have an experienced group who's done it before, not nervous, just ready to come in. And it's the higher seed with the pressure on. So that's what I really like here.
I like it. All right. Well, you got one more that I've been waiting.
I do.
I'm pretty excited about this. So talk to me about this last one. What do you got here?
Yeah, dude. I don't know if you're ready for this, Jake. I don't know if you're ready for this.
Oh boy.
St. John's versus Omaha. Give me Omaha.
Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Goodness. All right. Talk to me about this one. I need some convincing here.
Yeah.
Talk to me about this one.
Yeah, I mean, look, nothing about Omaha looks that good, right? But you look a little deeper, and, I mean, they just have upset written. They have Cinderella team written all over them. They have this guy named Markel Sutton, sorry. Have you seen his highlights?
Not too much. I'm not really looking up Omaha highlights, just so you know.
Everyone's going to be looking them up after this game. I mean, this guy's long. He's athletic. He's got bounce. He throws down. He just pulls from mid-range in people's faces. So they got the March Hero on their team.
Okay.
What else do they have? Well, you tell me a little bit about their coach. You know their coaching.
Yeah, no, I know their coach pretty well. Chris Crutchfield has been there a while, and he brings in 20 years of coaching experience. He was assistant coach on multiple high staffs that have done really great jobs, and then he got the head coach about 3 years ago. And the cool thing about it is he's an Omaha guy. You know, he'd been there a while. He played basketball there. He played football there as well. And going back to a program like that is just huge. You know, it's your third year and Omaha's back in the dance. Like, it was super cool to get them back in. And then, like, I saw there I had St. John's, and I was like, there's no chance they win this game. So, I mean, you talking to me about this, I'm like, I'm getting a little excited here.
Well, the thing I'll tell you about St. John's is they can't shoot the ball. They can't shoot the ball.
That's true. That is true.
I mean, that lines up perfectly for an upset team. Remember when Virginia lost as the 1 seed? They went, what was it, 4 for 22 from the line?
Something like that.
I think St. John's is shooting 27% in league play from 3 this year.
Okay. Yeah.
Or sorry, Virginia shot 4 for 22 from 3 is what I meant to say.
Okay.
Like, I think it's got all the elements of a huge upset here. But I'll tell you what really sold it for me. Can I share my screen here?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. So this is a video of Omaha post-win in their conference tournament. Not championship or anything. I guess they do this every game. So let's watch this here. All right. You ready for this, Jake?
Wait.
I mean, let's just pause there for a second. Does this team not look like the type of team to pull off the greatest upset you've ever seen?
This team has some aura. I'm gonna give you that. Like the aura. Oh man.
I mean,
that's amazing.
That video did it for me, to be honest. If you're a team that beats a trash can after you win a game, you're going places at the end of the day.
No, that's completely fair.
So that combined with St. John's not being able to shoot the ball, they have their March guy. They're just a fun team. I think it's gonna happen, Jake. I think it's a St. Peter's type situation here.
I love that. I mean, like, looking at a lot of brackets, I'm sure everybody has St. John's going far, so that would definitely be bracket buster. And I mean, when we were talking about Oakland last year, like, everybody
if you look at Kentucky going far,
you know,
exactly.
So I mean, I think looking for those March Madness heroes and looking for the stories like that, it's really interesting. You're talking me into it, Jonah. You're talking me into it for sure.
There we go. Hey, I mean, think about all your listeners. If they had bet on Oakland last year after we hyped it up, they'd be some rich guys right now. So
yeah,
I'm just saying, Omaha.
That's true. Yeah. That is true. That is true, man. If you're right 2 years in a row, Jonah, like, you're never not going to be the upset guy. I mean, that's just how it's going to be.
There we go. I'm confident.
I love it. All right. Well, big thank you to Jonah Cerone for joining the show. Jonah, this has been a lot of fun. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure, Jake.
All right. Big thank you to Jonah Cerone for joining the show. That's going to wrap up the show for today. I'm really appreciative to all the subscribers, everything we got. I've been a little inconsistent the past couple of months, so apologize for that. We had a bumpy season, and as a college student, I've had to really lock in on my grades. But the goal is to really focus on the pod as of late. So I think we're going to continue with this schedule of at least going every Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be the new day. We will have a podcast every Tuesday, which I'm excited for. We got Asher planned. We're recording tomorrow, which means it'll come out on a Wednesday, and we're going to go through each bracket in depthly and really talk about each team. I'm really excited for that one. Really going to focus on that, and that'll come out for you guys on Wednesday. So we'll be Tuesday, Wednesday this week. But that'll wrap up the show for today. Big thank you to Jonah Cerone. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.